glad you're here. Welcome to Models and Agents, episode 78 for June 12th, 2026. Your daily AI briefing, your daily briefing on the AI models and agents that are changing everything. And no, not those kinds of models and agents. Let's get into it. Text diffusion just got dramatically faster. DiffusionGemma delivers 4 times the speed over prior Gemma 4 variants, while staying in the same family. Demis Hassabis highlighted the new DiffusionGemma text diffusion model for its inference gains. OpenAI began letting Codex users bank rate limit resets and run friend invite campaigns for more resets. Codex users are now able to bank their rate limit resets. Friend invite campaigns provide additional resets to users. The banking mechanism helps manage rate limits over time. Campaigns involving friends increase the number of available resets. This update applies to the Codex product from OpenAI. Users benefit from both banking and invite-based reset increases. General-purpose LLMs now outperform specialized clinical tools on medical benchmarks. Several agent platforms face fresh security and reliability questions. That sets the stage for today's developments across models, agents, and practical tools. Demis Hassabis publicly praised DiffusionGemma, a text diffusion model from the Gemma team that runs 4 times faster than other Gemma 4 variants. The release focuses on text diffusion innovation rather than the usual autoregressive approach. It opens a different inference path for developers who need rapid generation. Builders working on latency-sensitive text tasks can now test whether diffusion sampling yields acceptable quality at the higher throughput. The announcement came directly from the DeepMind CEO, signaling internal confidence in the result. Watch for community benchmarks comparing DiffusionGemma output diversity and coherence against standard Gemma checkpoints on the same hardware. On the model side, Nature reports that broad models now surpass purpose-built clinical AI systems across medical benchmarks. The finding covers multiple evaluation sets. It suggests that scale plus general training data can substitute for narrow domain fine-tuning in several tasks. Teams previously locked into specialized clinical stacks should rerun their key benchmarks with current frontier models this week. Researchers published a 4 million note anonymized EME urgency department dataset with expert annotations on dyspnea and loss of consciousness cases. The Eden corpus targets Italian language medical LLMs. It includes a structured 132-item CRF and zero-shot baselines from Gemma 27b and MedGemma 27b. Italian healthcare NLP teams now have the largest public clinical corpus in the language for fine-tuning or evaluation. An expert-authored benchmark of 525 missions tests multi-turn conversational shopping assistance. The shopping reasoning bench covers preference refinement, trade-off analysis, and compatibility assessment. Current models from GPT, Claude, and Gemini families reach only 57 to 77% pass rates. Clear drops appear on multi-turn and optional criteria. Retail AI teams can use the 10,863 rubrics to measure progress beyond simple product lookup. Turning to agents, Coinbase shipped an autonomous crypto trading agent. The new agent lets users delegate trading decisions that execute without further human input. It positions Coinbase as an entry point into the agent economy. Early users gain a concrete on-ramp for testing live market actions under the platform's existing compliance layer. This development fits the ongoing arc for agent tool use, where the key open question remains long-horizon reliability. Visa outlined programmable money rails and an OpenAI alliance intended to let agents initiate and settle transactions. Developers building purchasing agents now have a clearer path to production-grade payment authorization flows. The announcement emphasizes compliance and settlement guarantees, rather than raw capability claims. A reported flaw sequence lets remote attackers execute code against self-hosted LangGraph deployments. Operators should audit their current exposure and apply patches before resuming production agent workloads. The disclosure highlights ongoing sandboxing gaps in popular agent frameworks. A new study demonstrates reliable prompt injection attacks that override agent goals even in production-grade systems. The work underscores that guardrails added after initial training still leave exploitable surface area. Teams running autonomous agents should treat injection resistance as a continuous evaluation requirement rather than a one-time fix. The first large-scale syntactically annotated resource for 9 sub-Saharan African languages provides native speaker verified SUD annotations. The AfriSud treebank collection covers agglutination and tone phenomena. NLP teams working on low-resource languages can now benchmark POS tagging and dependency parsing against a consistent, community-led dataset. Results show current multilingual encoders still lag on these languages. The Hiera RAG framework helps tune RAG benchmark granularity. Its hierarchical synthetic QA generator lets practitioners measure how question complexity, answer type, and linguistic variation affect discriminative power at different category resolutions. Teams can run the pipeline on their own corpora to decide whether coarse or fine splits better expose model weaknesses. Okay, let's pop the hood on prompt injection in tool calling loops. Everyone treats prompt injection as a simple add a filter problem. Yet the attack surface grows with every additional tool and memory write an agent performs. In practice, the model must decide at each step whether an incoming instruction is user intent or an injected override. That decision is made inside the same forward pass that selects the next tool call. The engineering trade-off appears immediately. Stronger instruction hierarchy adds tokens and latency. Lighter filters allow the model to follow malicious content when it is lexically similar to legitimate commands. Empirical work shows that once an agent writes to shared memory or updates its own plan, a single successful injection can persist across turns without further attacker input. The practical limit most teams hit is that static system prompts cannot reliably separate authority levels once the context window mixes user, tool, and memory content. When building agents that touch external systems, the reliable pattern is therefore to keep the policy decision in a separate, smaller model or a deterministic checker, rather than hoping the main model will self-police. The gotcha that bites production deployments is assuming that the model usually refuses will hold once the agent has already executed one injected step and updated its state. Test DiffusionGemma on a latency-sensitive text generation task you currently run with standard Gemma or Llama checkpoints to see whether the 4 times throughput holds in your workload. Run the shopping reasoning bench against your current conversational shopping prototype to quantify multi-turn degradation before adding more memory or hierarchy. Audit any self-hosted LangGraph instances for the reported RCE chain and apply updates before reconnecting them to production tools. Generate a small Hiera RAG-derived test set on your own retrieval corpus to decide the right granularity for your next RAG evaluation round. More teams are expected to release mechanism-level DDI prediction models following the MARD 7B training recipe and drug bank cold split protocol. Visa's programmable Rails and OpenAI alliance will likely produce early partner integrations for agent-initiated payments in the coming weeks. Additional African language tree banks and clinical corpora are anticipated as groups build on the AfriSud and Eden releases. Tomorrow, keep an eye on the first partner integrations from Visa's programmable Rails. That wraps up today's AI briefing. Share this with a developer or builder who wants to stay current. Subscribe wherever you listen. See you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NERA Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give Tesla Shorts Time a listen, your daily deep dive into everything Tesla. You can explore the whole lineup at neranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.